at the bell.
You ain't gonna do shit. Move away from the man. All right? Wipe his nose, Kenny.
I got it.
Put that up his nose, man. You want something on your head? No. Listen to me. The way we went.
Zab Judah created what was a very good exchange, working on the inside, a glancing left hand. They almost clash heads, but instead it's Spinks counterpunching well with that right hand. Of course, counterpunching is his stock in trade. That's a good counterpunching right hand, a couple of them actually, by Cory Spinks. And later in the round, Cory would land the jab and the straight left hand pretty effectively as well.
Spinks showing his mastery of counterpunching as we head into round 5.
Two guys, very good family men. Zab Judah with 4 daughters and Cory Spinks with 1. They could field a women's basketball team. We saw the lovely Brianna at our fighters meeting. Cory's daughter, she's just adorable. In fact, I have a 5-year-old at home. I was thinking of doing a little matchmaking.
That's a cute kid. Of course, Zab Judah from a very large family. He has boxing brothers like Cory.
Straight left hand by Spinks glancing, and Judah wants everyone to know it didn't land and shook his head. This is a fight that will be measured by inches, not feet. You know, judges have to pay attention. It's the small things that you have to look at. Judging each round is going to be very, very difficult.
No, come on, let's go.
And Spinks ducking out of trouble, so elusive.
And how do you not look at a fight like this and think maybe you might judge it on style over substance, because there's so much style involved and really only a certain amount of substance. There are only so many punches that land in a fight like this. These are 2 very clever, crafty lefties. This round's a perfect example. There's a couple of jabs by Spinks, but not much has gotten in.
And then Judah follows it up with a couple of jabs of his own.
Now there's what Spinks wants to do. Throw 3 punches and get out.
The epitome of the sweet science. Hit and not get hit. The mindset of both guys. Spinks off balance.
Cory Spinks has had a pretty good 5th round. Certainly not dominating in terms of large numbers of punches landed, but what has landed for the most part has come from him, and he's controlled the tempo of this round.
Judah really loading up with that left. Got him with the right, did Judah. It was more of a slapping right to the left side of Spinks' face. Didn't have full power behind it. Spinks just makes you miss. Let's see if it can make Judah pay.
Counter right hand there by Cory Spinks. It was very effective.
Great example of the way Spinks did that all night long was against Ricardo Mayorga.
Brilliant effort by Cory Spinks.
Again.
Stop punching, step back.
Spinks making Judah miss.
Time!
How about the look on Spinks' face as he walks back to the corner, looking back at Zab. Well, what's at stake here tonight? The Costa-Zoo sweepstakes are a dream come true for boxing fans around the world. It makes you salivate.
You know, some fighters go their whole career without these kind of possible opponents. Some have to retire. They have no one to fight. Not true with Costa-Zoo. There are lightweights that could come up and fight him, like Castillo and Corrales and Diaz. Junior welterweights to stay there, like Gaddy and Vivian Harris. And, of course, we're going to see Costa-Zoo against Ricky Hatton June 4th here on Showtime from Manchester, England, where this kind of crowd will be on hand for Ricky Hatton. So that should be a thrilling match.
They'll have 20,000 for that one, and that particular event sold out in 3 hours in Manchester.
Wow. Here's Judah coming in, pushing the attack, did land that straight right hand, in a round in which otherwise Cory Spinks was able to counter him pretty well. But that's an example of what Judah wants to do in this fight.
And it's round 6, scheduled for 12 for the undisputed welterweight championship. From the state-of-the-art Savage Center here in St. Louis, Missouri, a crowd of 22,370, a complete sellout. Great left hand that pushes Judah back.
Both men trying to use the jab effectively. There's no question Spinks has used it less than he did in the first fight.
Step back.
He was doubling up with that jab and being very effective within that first fight. It's been sporadic in this.
Spinks, although very low-key, laid back, a tough guy from the mean streets of St. Louis, had his share of street fights before entering the amateur ranks. Off a great 2004 with wins over Zab Judah, dominating victory over former champ Miguel Angel Gonzalez.
He is revered at his high school, Cory Spinks. We visited Beaumont High School. They've got a band here. He goes back and visits every single month. He goes back and visits, plays basketball with the kids, and it's.
Let's go, punch out, come on!
And when we were there doing the feature on Cory, we got to see it, and it's really remarkable.
Doesn't forget his roots, his upbringing. He's had a number of upset wins. Won the IBF welterweight belt over Michel Piccirillo in Italy. Not an easy task. And then wasn't expected to beat Ricardo Mayorga for the BA and BC belts.
Come on, let's go. Can't do that, all right?
And then he was the underdog in the first fight with Judah, so that too an upset.
This is a very close round here in round 6. Judah has gotten a little more done in this round. And again, you're not looking at large quantities of punches landing, so it's very difficult to pick out a winner.
And Cory put the proverbial Spinks jinx on Judah again. Alluding to his Uncle Michael's vaunted right hand as a light heavy. For Cory, the money punches the left.
That combination, very showy, gets this crowd going. That's the kind of thing Spinks wants to do a lot of.
Judah digging to the midsection.
Step back. Dive!
And a smile from Zab.
Don't have no problems in here. Touching him, and finding him, and firing your left hand.
We see Cory Spinks landing the counter left hand there against Zab Judah. And they are, now Spinks is really trying to hold, and referee Garcia warning them about hitting on the break, but Cory doing a little holding. And here's Cory Spinks landing that straight left hand after the jab. That was maybe his best moment in that last round, and that is something he wants to do a lot of in this fight if he can. A very, very close round, might be a pivotal one in their round, in round 6.
Zab Judah 2-0 since the loss to Spinks. Round 7 comes off a first-round TKO over Wayne Martell. Zab scoring 5 knockdowns in the first round, October 04. An obvious record-padding fight. And then 5 weeks after the Spinks fight, an unimpressive split decision of a 38-year-old, 19-year veteran, Rafael Pineda. Too much clowning around by Zab that night, but Zab's speed too much for the veteran. Pineda, the only common of all.
And they both had trouble with Pineda. It's a very difficult man to fight. Cory won a win in 7 over him, a technical decision win, but Pineda gave him trouble during the course of it.
Come on, what are you waiting for?
Cory.
Nice right hook by Judah. It's not a punch he uses that often, but that one got in. And there's the jab. of Zab Judah as well.
Judah was 28-0 before the spectacular one-punch knockout loss to Costa Zoo. Scores at the midway point from press row. Holloway has it even. Leon by 2. The other had it by 4. Ludo Sainz.
I have it 58-56 for Spinks, but I assure you, this could be an even fight. It could be even closer than the 2 points, because these rounds are very difficult to score. Little hook on the inside by Spinks.
It's in the hands of Tommy Kazmarek of Brick, New Jersey, Gary Merritt from Muncie, Indiana, and Joe Pasquale of Mender City, New Jersey. That's the midway point of the 7th round, scheduled for 12.
Now, we've seen Judah with those quick offensive bursts and the fact that he's coming forward mostly in this fight. But for the most part, I think the reason Spinks might be a point or two ahead in this fight is because he's controlled the tempo, counterpunched fairly well, and Zab Judah's still been a little bit inactive in certain rounds.
No, come on,
when
guys,
you're in the other guy's hometown, you got to do a lot more to impress the judges, I guess.
Well, I suppose. I mean,
theoretically.
2 of these judges are from New Jersey, so in theory you shouldn't, but obviously it's, you know, there's the feeling enveloping everybody in this building, and that happens.
That's what did not sit well with Spinks' intense trainer, Kevin Cunningham.
No knockdown, no
Now,
knockdown.
let me tell you a subtle thing that's happening in this fight. Zab Judah's figuring it out. He's found a home for that right hook. It's not his major weapon, but I'm telling you, he can land it against Cory Spinks. And it's a punch I think Joel Judah is going to remind him to keep throwing. Could be an important weapon in the rest of this fight.
If you're just joining us, no knockdowns. Spinks was going for one there with that big left. But it whizzed by the ear. A left hand that Spinks is momentarily dazed. He did not go down, says Armando Garcia, as the bell sounds, but did a glove hit the canvas? Any part of the body that hits the canvas, it's a knockdown. Garcia says no.
And you fucking being late. Alright? You cannot do that, man. You cannot be lazy now. Non-time in this fight. You got to be boxing, dude. I don't know why you stand around like he gonna let you rest, man. He is not gonna let you rest. As long as you...
We go back and look at it at the end of the round. A tremendous left hand lands. Now the question is, was he pushed down? It wasn't from a punch exactly, but clearly the punch before that probably led to him going down. So maybe the appropriate call by Garcia, but it could have gone the other way too. Cory Spinks clearly hurt here. There's no question about that.
And obviously he did go down, but Armando Garcia